Hey, this is Mike from Real School, and I'm doing a guest review on Best of Fest. We're here at South by Southwest, and today I am reviewing Us.
You know how sometimes things line up? Coincidences? Since we've been up here, they've been happening more.
Us is by Jordan Peele, who of course is the Academy Award-winning writer of Get Out. This is his sophomore effort, and it is much more ambitious than Get Out, which actually leads me maybe to my first point, that the ambition of the project might be one of its slight downfalls. Now, overall, Us is a brilliant movie. There's lots to talk about. It's fun, it's energetic, it's scary. It's got a lot of subtext to it, but I find that because there's so much to it, Jordan really couldn't do everything he wanted to do with the film, and there are some questions that just kind of go unanswered. He really wanted to make a film where we are our own worst enemy, where the monster is wearing our face. And it's not lost on this Canadian that every time I write about us, I write US. And to me, that means America. And Jordan had my back on that because I felt like I was alone and I'd be persecuted or shot in Texas. Because basically he said it's about this country. And what I loved about this movie was that it was very specific to, and I will loop in Canadians, North American culture. So even when there aren't scary parts in this movie, there's a lot to pick apart. The characters are kind of harsh to one another. They're not nice people. A lot of them are competitive or petty. Families don't necessarily get along. So you watch it and you relate to it because nobody's a perfect family, but then you realize that that's also part of his commentary, that these enemies, that these monsters are around us almost all the time. So that this type of behavior that comes out in us, where maybe we poke fun at a little brother at one of his most kind of inopportune moments, or we manipulate our spouse so that she will do something that we want her to do, that these are kind of the behaviors that he's talking about. But then of course you get the actual monsters, and what I loved about this was each character and each actor give two amazing performances. So you have the surface dwellers who are our protagonists, and then you have their others, and all of the others are drastically different. And one thing that he plays around with is how the dark side of each of the characters we've already seen kind of comes out in those doppelgangers. Winston Duke really steals the show more than anybody. I know Lupita Nyong'o is obviously maybe the bigger name, but he has such amazing chemistry with everybody. He plays such a good dad. Being a guy who has his own kid and a high school teacher, I look at him as the kind of guy who tries too hard to impress teenagers and his kids and then just embarrasses them, which is hilarious to me. His comedic timing is brilliant. And I don't think it's any coincidence that when he wears those horn-rimmed glasses, that he's got kind of a Jordan Peele vibe going on, because there's a lot of Jordan Peele's humor in Winston Duke's character, Gabe.
If you want to get crazy, we can get crazy.
Very comedic, and it's very scary at the same time, which to me is the sign of an intelligent writer. Writers like Rod Serling I really respect, but Joss Whedon more than anybody, because they both kind of know how horror and comedy are related and almost the same thing. They both know how to kind of circumvent expectations, which means that they can set something up, and then whether it's comedic or it's scary, it's something unexpected. And that's a real skill that not a lot of filmmakers or writers have that I respect. Peele is this generation's Rod Serling. I've heard a lot of other names kind of thrown around, even Hitchcock, and I kind of go, no, if it's anybody, it's Serling. And obviously that's been proven when he's going to do his Twilight Zone relaunch in April. He's the perfect guy for it. I couldn't think of anybody better, simply because he can balance that horror, that sci-fi, but give us some kind of socio-political commentary that just is about underlying the whole film. So Us is in theaters on March 22nd, and I cannot recommend it enough. It may not be the same kind of film as Get Out. However, it cements Jordan Peele as one of this generation's best filmmakers, definitely one of the smartest filmmakers we've seen. I cannot recommend it enough, so go see Us. So once again, I'm Mike from Real School. I can't thank the Rabbit Hole TV team enough for having me. This was an awesome experience and great to meet these guys. You can catch my reviews over at Real School, and please do, because I will do my own quirky Canadian review of us as well, plus all the other things I saw at South by Southwest. But thanks for watching Best of Fest. Please subscribe to this channel because these are awesome people and there are more reviews to come.